Everybody wants efficiency. Everybody wants accuracy. And we were showing that we were able to provide that service when nobody else was able to. The problems that brought us to HODS in the first place, which again was trying to have a competitive edge, we gained that through diagnostics. Nobody else was providing those services. It also helps when you're talking about trying to recruit other talented professionals into your practice. When you're able to be seen as a group that is proactive, that's kind of riding the edge. You're not just living at the edge. You're riding the edge. It's something that comes across both the patients and then potentially other therapists who join our practice. We've grown, I guess since our initiation with HODS, I probably added 5 therapists to the team. 3 of those are doing diagnostics almost exclusively, and we have plans to continue to scale that in the next year or so. We have actually spoken at one of the universities, DPT programs in our region. We have spoken at our annual conference, and when we get in front of an audience of soon-to-be professionals, they are intrigued by this thing that we're talking about. They receive apparently a very little bit of information, purely academic, when they're in school. But when we are showing them that we have implemented this into the practice of physical therapy, they become intrigued. We've had individuals who were at our seminars who then requested rather strongly from the clinical directors of their school, I would very much like to do a rotation with this group because they're doing these diagnostic tests, and I would love the opportunity to see and do more with that. We joined HODS right before the pandemic started. So, when we joined in 2019, we say, hey, what could go wrong? The sky is the limit. Truth is that it didn't quite pan out that way. But when we emerged from the barriers and the stressors of the pandemic, we were actually ready to implement this service. The place where we're at now, we are being sought out as primary care practitioners for musculoskeletal impairments. And I would say that is primarily because of our utilization of musculoskeletal ultrasound. Folks know if they come to us, we're going to do a thorough physical therapy evaluation, but then we are going to also perform the necessary diagnostic soft tissue exam with the ultrasound to improve accuracy and efficiency. That has taken our direct access referrals into the practice to our number one referral source. Folks are choosing to come to us directly first. With regards to EMG, our ability to perform EMG nerve conduction studies in a rural area that was and still is underserved with specialists, there was an opportunity that came available in our local hospital when the person who was doing EMGs in that system retired after 35 years. Because we were ready, poised, and willing to perform those services, we entered into a negotiation with the hospital. I will tell you they were not initially receptive. They don't like to bring anybody in from the outside. But because we had the service, the bandwidth, and the desire, we ultimately signed a contract with the local hospital system, and now we perform full-time EMG nerve conduction studies in their facility. This hospital system is somebody that we would consider a competitor. They would consider us a competitor. But in this situation, our ability to perform diagnostics opened a door, and now we collaborate with them. But because we're in a rural community, word of mouth means everything. So there's not a lot of choices. So individuals are going to be able to recognize when somebody is doing something a little better than somebody else. So the fact that we were in a small town, there were not tons of choices. Our reputation drove us to the top of that list.